Are you a coach or consultant and you've been thinking about hiring a video editor that would take all of the editing and the content production off your hand? Well, if so, that's probably going to be a great decision, but you don't want to hire an editor before doing these things first. Before you hire an editor, you need to make sure that you thoroughly understand your messaging. Your messaging is so important because at the end of the day, if you hire an editor and they help you produce so much more content, the only thing that it's going to do is magnify the current effectiveness of your messaging strategy. Now, if your messaging is all over the place, well, guess what? Now you're gonna be magnifying a message that is kind of all over the place. So you need to really dial in and get super clear on exactly who you serve, what problem that you solve, how do you help them, why you do it, your value system, your stories, and the specific things that you want to be known inside of the marketplace. Because now, once you can do that, when you start producing more content is going to convert more people into your audience, as well as allow them to build a familiarity with who you are, who you help, and what problem that you actually help with. And now the second thing is going to be very important, which is having a proven offer. Now, here's the thing. Personally, I don't really think you should be focused on content at any sort of high level until you've actually proven your offer, meaning that whatever your coaching program or course is, you sold it multiple times, you've really taken the time to kink it out and figure out what is it that actually works, get people results, and also that people actually want. Because without a proven offer, what you're going to end up doing is you end up spending all this time and energy and money producing content, and you're getting potentially all this new traffic if that content is good, but you still don't have an offer that's selling enough. And what ends up happening is now you're trying to struggle or go back and forth trying to oversell the non-proven offer with all this content, and you're burnt out, you're stressed too thin, and it just doesn't create the best situation inside of the business. And lastly, that brings me into number 3, which is, listen, before you hire a video editor, you need to already be producing content consistently. You need to already be comfortable on camera. You need to already kind of have some sort of cadence or organization of the way that you produce content, because if you don't, then you're going to hire an editor and it can lead to a couple of different problems. One is going to be that you're hiring them and maybe you're paying them a certain rate or you're paying them a retainer and they're sitting around waiting for you to give them content. Now, if you're not already consistent with that content, you either feel forced to give them content and you don't produce the best content, or it's not in line with your messaging or your sales process, or you kind of just wasting your dollars and you have them there not doing anything, and now you're wasting your money and you're wasting their time. Another thing in addition to that is you need to leverage the resources that you already have via just the creatives on Instagram, posting content that maybe isn't edited as much, or you can just quickly edit with the Instagram app or the TikTok app or wherever you're posting it, and just get consistent with that cadence first. And this is because the messaging inside of your content and the actual context of the information that you're giving is 10 times more important than the fancy edits. Now, once we get that down pat, now having an editing and production process is what's going to be able to give it that better look, drive more engagement, drive more views on it, and so on. But here's the thing. You have to be consistently putting out content. Now, what's a good gauge? I would say that as a coach or consultant, you need to be putting out content at minimum 5 times a week. Without doing this, there's not really any real reason for you to be hiring an editor. It may not be worth your time, and it also might actually not be worth your money either. I hope this helps and gives you a little bit of clarity. I know as a coach, for me, I've jumped the gun in hiring so many different times. I've hired social media people when I didn't need to. I've hired editors and production people when I didn't need to. I've made tons of mistakes hiring, and I don't want you guys to make the same mistake either. I know that going into 2023, your video content is going to need to be dialed in. And so you may feel coerced to be like, I need an editor, I need these teams, I need these fancy edits. But remember, don't hire an editor without doing these 3 things first. I hope that helps. My name is Elijah Tyson. Most people call me Coach Tice, and I help coaches drive more sales from their content while also positioning themselves as a thought leader and building their brand through streamlining their messaging and video content. If you made it to this point in this video, I appreciate you, and I would love for you to like, and I would love for you to subscribe. And hey, listen, if you want to support me and take it the long way, even comment or share it with somebody that you feel like this can help. Talk soon.